Hello and welcome to the Horti-Culturalists. I'm Stephen Ryan.
And I'm Matthew Lucas, and we do post every Friday, so do hit subscribe if you want to follow our continuing adventures so you too can become a horticulturist like Stephen Ryan.
And don't forget, we do Monday shorts, so if you've got a question you'd like to ask me, put it in the comment section below, and I'd be very happy to answer it on our Monday 60-second short.
Now, Stephen, I feel we are not in your garden.
No, we're certainly not in my garden. We're at the Yarra Valley Rare Plant Fair and Garden Expo in Wandon, which is sort of a little out of central Melbourne.
Now, this is really exciting because there are so many stallholders here selling things that you just generally don't find in regular cultivation. So that's the whole point of this video, really, to, I guess, explain to people the importance of these fairs and how wonderful it is. And if any should occur in your area, and I'm sure there are in the Northern Hemisphere, in Britain, in the States, in Europe, everywhere, really, there are rare plant fairs. So it often brings specialist growers that you won't ever see anywhere else.
Yeah, exactly. And there's all that knowledge and information available to you on site. And you buy a plant from somebody who's a grower so that you're getting good quality plant material. And yeah, what could be better?
And great advice, because this is the thing. These people are growing them and they're specialists. They can tell you exactly what to do. Well, I've spotted a few old friends who have stands here. So maybe we should go and see just who's at the Yarra Valley Plant Fair.
What a good idea. Peter,
Stephen.
It's lovely to see you again. And we're in a completely different setting at the Yarra Valley Rare Plant Fair and Garden Expo. What is it about these sorts of events that attract you?
Okay, so we've just come off the back of doing MIFCUS, and my biggest beef about MIFCUS is the fact that it's so big and it's so busy. We don't have the opportunity to sit and talk to our customers, to have chew the fat with them, sort out their problems. It really is just a money grab. These smaller plant fairs obviously have a smaller crowd. It gives us the chance to interact with our customers. So, yep, that's why we cherry pick about 5 or 6 events a year, and this is one of them.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yep.
And of course, we're presenting the famous Peter Harris begonias that have been viewed lots of times.
Excellent.
We're also featuring the Peter Harris fuchsias, which of course are another group of plants that you have a particular passion for.
Yes.
And of course we can link both those videos below on our screen, so you can go in and have a look at them if you haven't already. But Peter, you've got quite a range of plants that you actually engage with, and there's one over here that I've always loved, and I think I'd like you to tell me the story all about your CUSSONIA.
Okay.
So let's go and have a wee look at this, because I think it's a fabulous plant. You have a bit of a story about this particular plant.
Okay, so some quick background is the CUSSONIA is the South African relation to the baobab tree. Okay, so the baobab tree is the Australian bottle tree. Here is the remnants of the bottle tree. As the land's drifted apart, this is what the CUSSONIA has developed into. Okay, so this plant is about 25 years old. Oh no, it's about 20, sorry. And if you look up the stem, you can see the growth ring. So the year I potted it,
it's got really vigorous growth, yes.
And then it started, so each of these lines is 1 year's growth. Now we get to this year and you'll think, what on earth's happened there? Pete's had a frost at home. No, I adopted a little potty calf about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And just as my CUSSONIA was starting to flower,
Oh, no.
Daisy the potty calf chewed the top out of it because it was sweet.
Yeah.
So little Daisy, I thought had killed my CUSSONIA, but once again, CUSSONIA's will to survive, and it shot away, and hence my single stem CUSSONIA is a double stem CUSSONIA.
Basically, this plant is approximately 20 years old or thereabout, and it's been in this pot for almost all of that time.
About 18 years of the 20, yep.
Yeah, so managing the plant, do you feed it much, or do you not feed it? What do you do with it, Peter, when it's been in a pot that long?
Good question. Okay, so I tend not to throw a lot of fertiliser around, particularly my pot plants, because I have a lot of things to look after in the nursery. So if I was to give this a feed, I'd also have to then pot it up.
So it'd have to go up into a bigger container.
It needs to be a container. So this, believe it or not, this plant probably gets, of the 5 to 6 month osmocote formulation, I probably only put 20 granules a year onto that. That's it.
So it's basically just maintaining itself, which is really fantastic.
Yep.
And that, in fact, is the sort of thing that when people come to one of these more intimate plant fairs,
Yeah.
they can find out all that sort of information from you as a grower and somebody who's passionate about their plants.
Absolutely,
And I think that's one of the great advantages of these sort of events.
That interaction
Yeah,
is
the
great.
interactions with
Yeah.
people. So thank you, Peter, for showing us some of your stuff. We'll go and have a chat to some of the other stall holders and see what they've got on offer. And don't forget to have a look at our videos that we've already done with Peter.
Thank you, guys.
And another old friend, Jamie from the Edible Forest.
Good
It's
to
great to
see
see
you
you here.
again.
Thanks once again for the video. We'll link it below. Jamie is the head gardener at an amazing place, not far from here actually,
Not far at all.
the Edible Forest, which is just that. So I'm surprised and delighted to see you here. So why do you come to plant fairs?
Really to get our name out about. We're sort of stuck in a little pocket in the valley where
Yeah.
no one knows we're there unless we get
Yeah.
ourselves out there to sell some plants, some of our produce, and really
yes.
just to promote the garden and just so people know where we are and get our name out about.
Excellent. And what's the response? Are people sort of intrigued?
Very much so, yeah. We do get a lot of what's a food forest, and there's definitely been a lot of interest though. It's been really good.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a lot
I
of
think
fun.
it's very at the moment. So what sort of range of things do you bring for sale in terms of plants?
We've got a lot of little seedlings because it has been veggie planting time
Yeah.
at the forest, and then just a few of our favourites that seem to be quite good sellers. So
And what's a favourite of yours?
mine, I really love the Eleagnanthus over there.
Which is this one? Oh, this one.
Yeah, so that one, some varieties do have edible berries.
Yeah.
This one doesn't tend to get much berries, but it is a nitrogen fixer, and it's
Yeah.
just a great little hedging plant.
Right. What's its form? Is it kind of a bit?
It actually can get, we sort of hedge them and they kind of make balls,
Right.
sort of silver balls, but they will go a little bit crazy if you let it.
Beautiful leaves, and it's lovely
Yeah.
on the underside too with the silver.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Well, this is the only place, well, other than coming to your location, but this is an easy place for people to come and buy your wonderful plants and produce. And I must say, Stephen and I had the best lunch ever at your
Yeah.
place. So thanks again for that, with lots of your wonderful produce.
Yeah, thank you.
Good luck, Jamie. I hope
Thank
it goes
you.
well. I hope you sell lots.
Hope so. Good to see you, Matt.
Thanks.
All right, now, this is a group of plants that I really engage with. I think they're absolutely fabulous. And there's not many people who are specialist growers in VIREYA rhododendrons. But Anton, we're very pleased to meet you here today. And you've come all the way from Byron Bay. How long does it take to get here from Byron Bay?
About 27 hours of driving.
Goodness me. So you're enthusiastic and keen to get your plant material out there to people. Now, VIREYA rhododendrons are a particularly interesting group within the genus. They're sort of almost completely need different conditions. They're more subtropical, and so there's a lot of things that people would need to know about them. And you can tell them all those things when they come and visit here.
Yes, Vireyas are sort of different because to the other rhododendrons, all the other rhododendrons, including azaleas,
Yeah.
they have all evolved sort of in colder areas, sort of a long way away from the equator.
Yeah.
Whereas these have evolved on the equator. And the unique characteristics that these have developed, having evolved on the equator, is that they tend to flower on and off all year, because if you think about it, for half of the year they get the spring and the summer influence of the northern hemisphere, and then for the other half of the year they get the spring and the summer influence of the southern hemisphere.
Yeah.
So, and what you find is the ones that have evolved further away from the equator, like in northern Vietnam or the one that's native to Australia, the Locheye,
yeah.
down near Townsville, they only flower once a year, and they only flower right on the solstice, on the
right.
summer solstice. So, but the ones that right on the equator, they tend to flower almost continuously. Ones like this one here, the Simbu Sunset, whatever that one's been crossed with or made up from, it flowers almost continuously all year. It just goes
so
on
that's
and
not
on.
something you can expect of other rhododendrons.
No.
So
you
you've
know,
come all the way down here from Byron Bay. You don't actually have a retail outlet of your own. So this is your retail shop, basically.
basically, yes.
Yeah.
People can come to the nursery by appointment, but apart from that, no.
And I'm not sure I'm going to travel 27 hours to go to Byron
No,
Bay
you're
to
not.
visit you
No,
anyway.
I've made the effort to come here today, so
So you're here for me today. So if I want a
Only.
VIREYA rhododendron, I can get one today.
That's right.
All right, well, Anton, thank you for engaging with us. I hope you have a really good show here. I'm sure your beautiful plants will sell really well. So I'd better get over shortly and get some before the rest of the people get into the place. All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Well, this is Ben Brooker of Treasured Perennials, from whom I bought many things.
Yes.
Thanks for having a chat, Ben. Now, I always love your stand. Why do you do these plant fairs?
I think background was just one of something, but it was just different, unusual.
Yeah.
That's it. So I think it was more just that being collecting, different, unusual, rare things.
Yeah.
So it just become a passion and obsession, I
And
think.
sharing it with Will. Now,
yes.
the important thing is that you don't have a nursery, a commercial nursery, so
No.
the only way people can buy your rare and wonderful things is from these fairs.
Yeah, just all the garden expos.
Yeah.
We do about 7 a year. So.
Do you?
Yeah. So just all Melbourne based.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we haven't sort of started to venture out any interstate yet.
And people can find Treasured Perennials on Instagram. Your Instagram is Treasured Perennials, so people can get a sense of where you're going to be at what fairs next. So what are some of the highlights on your stand today? What are some of the things that you're really passionate about?
Look, there's lots more. Probably Brilliantation is a really good one.
Yes.
Yes.
Which was in a video we just featured. In fact, it's been in 2, and I did secretly ask Ben if he'd put one aside for me, which he did.
Yeah, it's
Excellent.
It's something we get a pretty big response on. So whenever we do post it or we take it somewhere, we get a lot of sort of people intrigued in it. So.
And what's your take on the care? I mean, because you're in a colder climate than the city centre. Stephen's colleague Virginia grows it not far away, marginal because of the frost. What about you?
We grow it under trees. So we've actually got it under. We tried it first under a gum tree. And thought, if it doesn't work, we've still got some in the hothouse to sort of try and change our sort of microclimate for it.
Yeah.
But it worked. It's what, 3rd year now. Yeah,
Oh, great.
So now we're actually ready to start planting a lot more under there. So we want to do a big mass planting of it.
Oh, it'll look beautiful.
all
Well, I'm
together,
looking
so-
forward to getting my little plant from Ben.
Yep.
What else is on the stand we should show people?
I think there's lots really.
Yes.
Yeah.
A Hebe. Now, why is this so special? Hebe. Oh, can you pronounce that? Pimeloides.
Yeah, Pimeloides.
Pimeloides.
Yeah,
Silver beads.
silver beads. But the main feature of this one is actually that silver leaf with the black stems.
Right.
So, and that, it only gets probably about half a metre in height. So it's not a very big, dense bush. It's actually quite open.
So it's more about the foliage and the form than the flower.
Yeah. So it does get a flower. It's only just a little purple, insignificant little flower on it, but
It doesn't look Hebe-like.
it doesn't.
No.
And the other thing is it doesn't like pruning.
Oh.
So we only tip prune this. Last time we gave this a big, heavy, like a hard prune, it didn't like it. It died. So it just. Yeah,
There you go.
Yeah, just carved it.
Excellent. Well, this is the only place to get this Hebe. What else is striking your fancy, Ben?
Pelargoniums.
Ah, yes.
So we've got a collection of species pelargoniums.
Yes, of which I have a few from Ben.
Yeah, we brought only a handful at the moment. We do. I mean, my collection is probably around about nearly 30 varieties now.
Right.
They're all species varieties.
Yeah.
My favourite's probably BOWKERI,
Yeah.
because then when it's not flowering, it's the foliage.
Yeah.
So, because when the foliage is that nice sort of foxtail sort of leaf, and it can get up to about, the leaf will get up to about 60 centimetres in
Right.
length. Yeah.
And these are not your average pelargonium. So these are all
No.
species ones, and some of them are sort of caudex plants, and some of them are deciduous.
They are, yes. Yeah. And even these ones here. So that one there, it's actually same thing. You tend to grow this variety. This is a variety called Pelargonium CAFFRUM.
Yeah.
You just grow it for the foliage.
Yeah.
Yeah, not so much the flower.
Not the flower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Which is the opposite to most sort of common pelargoniums, I guess, which is all about the flower.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, Ben, thank you very much.
My
Thanks for
pleasure.
your time.
Yeah.
Good luck with the fair today. It's always great to see. You've just got so much variety, and it's always so exciting.
And it changes. It changes every show we do. It's different.
So there you go. You need to come down to every fair and see what Ben's got new.
Yes.
Good luck, Ben.
Thank you.
Lindy, we've known each other for quite a while now, I would say. So Lindy Garnett from the Salvia Study Group. Can you please tell me what the study group is all about so that our viewers will understand?
Right. Okay. We began by collecting salvias, identifying salvias. We make sure that as much as possible that they are correctly identified, not with commercial names, but they are correctly identified. So we collect them, we grow them, and we study their growth.
And you, of course, hold national collections as well.
Yes, yes, we do.
Yes, so that's your aims, and I guess it's also your aim is to educate the public about,
Yes,
in fact, what
yes.
salvias are and can do.
Yes.
But you're here at the Yarra Valley Rare Plant Fair and Garden Expo, and you're not a commercial nursery. So what benefits do you get from being here at this particular event?
Well, we've got all of this fantastic exposure.
Yeah.
We have rare plants. You can't get a lot of these plants anywhere else, not even in the commercial nurseries. So that's why, one of the reasons why we're here.
Uh-huh. So
And we're open to the public, so the public, because they can't buy them at other nurseries, they come here to collect their rare plants.
All right. So, yeah, so it's about educating the public, making sure that these salvias are out there and being grown, and, of course, profiling your organisation.
Absolutely. We also have a display garden up in Emerald in the Nobilius Heritage Park if anybody wants to walk through and just see how the salvias are grown.
Fantastic.
And they can do that any time. It's open at all times.
Fabulous. So you have a garden that you also have these things in all the time for people to view.
Yes, and we have a very good website, a very informative website that anybody can go to.
And so, of course, this is also a bit of a fundraiser for your organisation as well, because all the plants are for sale. So, of course, this is a good way for you to gain some income.
Oh, absolutely. It's a very big way of gaining some income.
Fantastic.
Because there's always ongoing costs in any group.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much, Lindy, for
Thank you,
explaining all of this to me and to our viewers.
Thank you very much. Lovely.
All right, I'm here at the Yarra Valley Rare Plant Fair and Garden Expo, and I've just met somebody who's come up to ask me a couple of questions. So now she pays the piper and has to talk with me. So, Caroline, where do you come from for a start?
Upper Beaconsfield.
So not terribly far from here, so it's quite close by. And what sort of a garden have you got? Have you got a large garden, smallish garden?
Quite a large garden, probably 3/4 of an acre, I suppose, and it's on a, a small horse property.
Ah, right.
So we've got lots of paddocks and things.
And obviously lots of horse manure.
Absolutely. I've got acres of compost.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes.
Now, what brings you to something like this plant fair?
Well, I listened to the 3CR gardening show, and it's been publicised. I haven't ever been before.
Yep.
And I've got this issue that I want to plant a herbaceous border in an area where I've got a lot of root competition, and you kept saying that if I came here, I'd be able to talk to lots of knowledgeable people.
Aha! It's working.
Who would be able to solve my root competition problem, and I've already spoken to you about that.
Yeah, well, there you go. So you get to pay for that information by now being on our YouTube channel. So thank you, Caroline, for stopping and having a chat to me.
No, thank you very much.
Hello, Daniel. It's nice to meet you. What sort of garden do you have?
I have an almost non-existent one because I'm between units at the moment.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
So you're between units and yet you're at the Yarra Valley Rare Plant Fair.
Yeah.
So what brings you to a place like this? What's your interest in this sort of event?
Burgeoning curiosity.
Ah.
Yes, I've started listening to the 3CR Garden Show over the
Yeah.
last year, and
All
so
right.
I'm learning a lot, and I've never been here before, so I wanted to see what it's all about.
Yeah.
Plus, I heard you're going to sing later, so
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to that. That's
Chance would be a
exciting.
fine thing, yes. No, I'll be doing a bit of talking, but singing is something that never came my way, I'm afraid. So, have you got any particular plant passion, or are you a generalist?
Recently, I've been interested in accumulating too many native species for the outcome of bonsai. So,
So you're having a crack at the bonsai world.
yes.
Fantastic.
Yes.
All right, well, Daniel, thank you very much for your time and allowing me to accost you as you're wandering around the event. Hopefully you have a lot of fun here today and don't buy too many plants if you're between homes.
I'm going to try as hard as I can.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
And Stephen, you were a great MC. Stephen Ryan is the MC, or was the MC at today's fair.
Yes, exactly. It's one of my many tasks that
Hidden skills,
Yeah.
also tap dancing, and I don't know what else you can do, Stephen.
I've been the auctioneer here as well. So, we've had a plant auction to raise funds for charity. It's been fabulous fun. I've been the judge as well of the best stalls. So there's plenty
Best
of people.
in show, Stephen Ryan.
Plenty of people hate me now. And yeah, so it's just a fun day out. There's just so much to do and so much to get engaged with. And of course, there's been a whole range of speakers throughout the day. So I've been one of those, and many of the stall holders get up and talk about their passion. So I love this fair. It's great fun.
Yeah. So all the stall holders that we've spoken to, we'll put their links below. We'll also put a link below to the Yarra Valley Plant Fair because they have one in both autumn and spring.
Yep.
This is the autumn one. And it's great to see Peter of Begonia and Fuchsia fame doing some other things.
Yes.
Jamie from the Edible Farm, that was a wonderful trip out there.
Great fun we had out there. That was really, really good.
Yes. Ben, who is someone that we haven't spoken to before, who's a real passionate collector of the weird and the unusual.
I see Ben,
a kindred spirit.
Yeah, well, I see him as a kindred spirit, but I also see him as possibly somebody inheriting our mantle as some of us get a little bit older. It's nice to see the slightly younger ones coming on board and being passionate plants people.
Yes. So many thanks to the Yarra Valley Plant Fair for having us today. And, well, you were here anyway.
Yes, I was going to be here anyway.
MC and head honcho. If you want to know what we're doing next week, do hit subscribe because we post every Friday.
Yes, so come along and join us. And don't forget our Monday shorts. So please put a comment in the comment section below. And if you want me to answer your questions, don't forget to put where you come from.
Yes.
Because it gives me context.
Yes. So until next week, we'll see you later.
All right, bye all.